Hey guys, how you doing? I promised you that I was coming back on just really quickly. My wife and I, we was on a little bit earlier talking about some of the great things that's going to be happening at Increasing Faith starting on tomorrow with our Budgeting 101 class. It was an awesome time. Thank you for everyone that came on for that short period of time. Again, share that. All right, it's really, really going to be important for you. Great information there. However, I am here on today to do a quick recap about what we experienced on Sunday. I want to give a great shout out to all of the volunteers at Increasing Faith. You guys were awesome. You did a fantastic job. Shout out to all of our visitors that came. Really a big shout out to Pastor Hawes and all of the family, okay, all of the mothers and fathers. What we had on yesterday, we had our baby dedication, our baby and children dedication, the first at the church in North Charleston, and it was a great thing. We had families that came out of state. It was really, really great. It was a lot of people there. And we were expecting a great turnout, and it was. So again, thank you to all of the volunteers, to our pastors, Pastor Hawes, who facilitated it, the mothers and the fathers and the beautiful children. We had an awesome time. A recap, the Lord put in my heart to start the year off in the month of January talking about the lifestyle of freedom, or living the lifestyle of freedom, and what it really means to walk in freedom. We've been believing in the year of this year, which marked 400 years, that the history of African Americans walked this soil, believe it or not. And, we believe through history that the Lord God opened up the windows of heaven for the mental state to be free, okay? And we were excited about that. We went through the Bible. We went through the scriptures. We show how this is a prophetic year, not only for the African Americans, but this is a prophetic year for all culture and all nationality of people. And we are experiencing the birthday celebration of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, who gave that famous speech of how he had a dream. And, don't you know the enemy didn't like that? The enemy didn't like the fact that he had a dream. He didn't like the fact that he had a dream, but it wasn't so much the dream that caused the enemy to retaliate against the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. It was the fact that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was speaking out in his dream of the hypocrisy within the power structure at that time. And they were afraid that the individuals and that the people would get an uprising. They were afraid that the individuals and the people would wake up to really see the truth of what was really going on. And to celebrate the birth of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is to truly celebrate the death of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And when I say celebrating the death of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, I'm really talking about what his messages really stood for. If we truly understand what the messages of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King stood for, we would be doing everything and all we could do to live out and to walk out that dream. The enemy doesn't mind you having a dream. But what he really don't want is for you to start believing in that dream. Because once you start believing in that dream, what's going to happen is that dream is going to start to manifest. And we know and we understand that even though we believe that God has freed us mentally from the tyranny of powers to be, we understand that the powers to be can only use illusions to try to influence others, that you still have to depend on our system. Well, we don't believe that. We believe that God has freed us because of his grace and his mercy. Okay, we believe that. We believe that God has set us free in our mind, and you can no longer control our minds. And if you can't control our minds, you can no longer dictate our bodies. So we believe that. That's what this entire message, these messages have been about in the month of January, about walking out your freedom. And it was a phenomenal time. It was a great time. We walked the scriptures. We walked the Bible. We show how the enemy in Galatians chapter 3 tries to bewitch you in your thinking, in your thought life. And then we showed how you can overcome that and how you have already overcome that. On this coming Sunday, we're going to be wrapping up the series of teaching, and we're going to be focusing on what freedom looks like. It's one thing for me to tell you that you're free, but it's another thing for you to know what freedom looks like. We want you to not hesitate on this coming Sunday Be a part. Let's pack the house. Let's fill the house. Let's get excited about it. Let's just get in record-setting attendance on Sunday. Let's fellowship. Let's see what freedom looks like. Yes, you are free. Yes, you are delivered. Yes, you have no burdens holding you. But on Sunday, we're going to end it with showing you what freedom looks like. See you there. God bless.